going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Freedom Strategies. I am your host, Los Silva, along with my business partner and co-host, Kent Clothier. Kent, what's up, man?
What's happening, brother? How are you?
I'm good. I'm just storming here, but it's starting to calm down. I am.
Oh,
What?
it's storming. The weather's storming. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, it's storming like crazy over here. Looks like I think there's a
I'm
hurricane
going
that's
to tell you,
coming in
man.
Florida.
Weather sucks here. Let me tell you. My view sucks. The surf sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
How's
Sorry.
how's that fire thing going though? Everything all right over in your area?
Uh, well, yeah, because we're on the beach, kind of the ocean air blows it back. But there's definitely, I mean, you can smell it in the air. I'll put it that way, and that's all over the news. We're just hoping that it doesn't come storming down the hill. I'll let you know. If you see me running out of here with my computer in hand and my phone, then you know.
That's funny
I'll
you
have,
would take your computer.
I have my computer, my phone, and a couple kids under my arms, and I'm out of here.
Well, just in case that does not happen, today we're here to kind of keep the conversation going on what we talked about a little bit before, which is branding, building your brand, and becoming an authority in your marketplace. And we want to talk a little bit about social and just marketing channels overall, a little bit of content marketing, a little bit of social podcasting, which is something that we're getting very involved in now. So let's get started with Facebook, because I know you do a lot of stuff with Facebook.
Yeah, I can tell you. I alluded to this in the last call, but I can tell you that I mean, it's a really exciting time if if you are out there trying to build a personal brand, if you're trying to create a name for yourself, get a following, if you will, kind of build a culture, a community around your business and your brand. It is quite frankly never been easier than right now to do that. And I can tell you, as you just alluded to, one of the easiest ways that I know how to do that is through Facebook. I think that every business out there should have a Facebook fan page. I'm just a huge believer in it for a number of different reasons. But one of the easiest and best is that it's just such a powerful tool, a way to communicate with your customers, your prospects, your community at large. In their eyes, you can easily position yourself as an authority very, very quickly by the content that you're delivering. When you recognize that part of the way to become an authority is to do what we refer to as kind of controlling the frame, the way people view you. A lot of pre-framing, a lot of indoctrination materials, a lot of content you're delivering. A lot of that stuff begins at Facebook, or on Facebook, I should say. That's where your audience is anyway. And so using it strictly as a tool to better communicate, even if it's only 100 people, that makes it the ability to nurture and build a relationship like that is second to none. Equally important, it's so easy now to target good prospects right off of Facebook and attract them, through Facebook ads and in really, really creative ways, and bring them right into your page, into your community, and again, like you said, create a personal brand about who you are and what you believe in. I mean, at the end of the day, your brand is a direct reflection of you. Who better than you to communicate that through this audience that is readily available right there on Facebook?
Yeah, no, I agree, and you can do that simply by getting the ball rolling. You don't have to really get too in depth. I mean, we certainly can get in depth about it, but if you want to just get started, create a fan page, start putting content on that fan page, start boosting your post, which means just put $5 into it every time you post something that you think is powerful and relevant to your audience. Put $5, put a little bit of elbow grease into figuring out the demographic and trying to extend that reach for that small amount of money. I'd put a little bit more than $5 in it, but just to get started and things like that, that's something you can do. And another thing that we're very, very heavily involved with now is podcasting. So I can talk a little bit about that as well. Just kind of go over a few marketing channels. And podcasting is definitely not something you want to do if you are shy, or unless you want to break that. But podcasting, especially the way we do it, which we do Google Hangouts, we go to video, and we also do the audios. I mean, our goal is to repurpose content as much as possible, because we've realized that if you're listening on iTunes, you're on your phone. You're not on the computer. If you're listening to us from the YouTube channel, you're listening to us while you're doing some work. So you are actually not on iTunes. So we have different people, and we're trying to reach every single one of those people on every single marketing channel that we can without having to create 45 different pieces of content. I'd rather, really sit down and kind of think and process what we can talk about, and then distribute that in the most systematical and strategic way, right?
Totally. I mean, at the end of the day, what I think, this is what I'll add on this, because obviously it's a big topic. We've kind of alluded to that before, but your personal brand is a reflection of you, and so I think you've got to talk about what you are an expert on. I mean, you just hit on it perfectly, right? That people want to know what, your experience, your wisdom, the things that you can bring value to a community. That's what they want to hear about. They don't want to be pitched. They don't want to be, they don't want that over and over and over. What they really want is to become a part of your world, to kind of get inside your head a little bit, and to understand how to accomplish some of the things that you've accomplished, or get some of the things that you have, or reach some of the goals that you've reached. So I think it's important that all that stuff is an expression of you, whether it's on a podcast and you're doing like what we're doing and just kind of talking about generally our experience out there and trying to kind of create a leverage point for people and help them kind of access information a little more readily. I think the same thing is true on Facebook. I think the same thing can be true on Google Hangouts and on Twitter. LinkedIn's a little more tricky, but all these, that's what I mean by all these things now, is just make it so much easier for you to get your message on there. I will tell you a good rule of thumb is definitely lead with value. Give away great content. Give away really, really good stuff. And then people will understand what you're about, and then they will come back over and over and over again.
So I'm going to kind of end it with a small strategy that anybody can implement. It takes time, a little bit of money, a little bit of effort, but if you're not willing to put those three things in, you shouldn't be in business at all. So basically, what we're going to do is just, if you're creating a podcast or if you're writing articles, keep doing that, keep writing things, and I'll tell you a strategy that we're doing, Kent and I are doing. So all the podcasts and content that we're creating, every 15 episodes, those are broken down into basically what is going to be a book. That book is going to go into Amazon as a Freedom Strategies book series, right? Then that also is purposed into either content for blogs, into small detailed checklists and things like that for the blog, or we might just, if you don't want to take that extra step, you can just kind of leave it and create a book. Now you have a book on Amazon. You've got content that you either wrote or you have in form of a podcast. And if you did the podcast the way we do it, you also have a Google Hangout, which also gives you a video on YouTube, which you can embed onto your own site. So you just did one thing, but you ended up in 5, 6 different places depending on how deep you take this strategy. So
Totally.
I want to leave you guys with that. I'd also invite you guys to check us out on and leave us a review, obviously in iTunes, and check us out on the website freedomstrategies.tv for more info, or if you guys want to connect with us, consulting, and talk a little bit more about our mastermind, go to freedomstrategies.tv/boardroom. For myself and Kent, we will talk to you guys soon. See you on the next one, guys.
Take care, guys.